What's going on, guys? So we have the 2024 Ford F450 Platinum in the shop. You know, I've had this truck now for a couple of months and I absolutely love it. I have almost 4,000 miles on the truck so far. It has been an absolute dream. The only challenge we've had mechanically, or I guess technically, with the truck is that the navigation screen on 2 separate occasions has blacked out on us. When we start the truck, it doesn't actually start up. And the first time I was able to drive it for a short distance, turn the truck off, get out of the truck, get back in, and the screen came back on. The second time, I didn't really try to do that. I just started looking up YouTube videos and trying to figure out if somebody's addressed this issue. And even though they hadn't addressed it specifically on the 23-24 model, they did address it on another model. And basically what they say you need to do is if the screen goes out while you're driving, you simply press the power button right here and this track forward, the 2 arrows with the line, hold them down for about 10 seconds and the screen will reset. And that's exactly what happened. The screen reset, came back on while we were driving, and that fixed the problem. And it has not had that happen since. So that is really cool. Very, very glad for instructional YouTube videos that help you out of a bind. But today's video is to talk to you all about a product that I've probably received 24 emails on and comments and messages asking me if I'm going to be putting on this truck. Hang tight, I'll be right back. So as some of you may have guessed, the product we're talking about is the Centramatic balancing ring. Now, it's actually 4 rings because you'd put one on each wheel location. And what they're designed to do is to help balance out your tires whenever you're driving down the road. Now, we installed those on my F450 that I had prior to this one, the 2017 Ruby Red F450, and we left them on there. The reason why we installed them on there is even from the very beginning when we first got the truck, when you would hit 75 miles an hour, the truck would develop a shake up front. Not like death wobble or anything like that, but just a shake. And it would progressively get worse the faster you went. Now, I don't go above that speed very often, but for the times that I did, you could definitely feel it in the steering wheel. I could never get rid of it. Even after rebalancing the tires, it just never went away. Even when we swapped to different tires, we went through like 4 sets of tires on that truck. Not for that reason, but we did some evaluating with some of them. We had the HSR tires that were all the way around that truck when we first got it. Then we went to a Toyo, and then we went to a Firestone, then to a Continental, and then I kept the Continentals on the back, and then we went to another Firestone up front, which ultimately was a really, really good tire, and that's what I ended up trading my truck away with still on the truck. But the challenge we ran into was anytime we would swap wheels, balance them out, it didn't matter how we balanced them. It didn't matter what type of machine was used to balance them. We would always get some type of a vibration up front. Now, when we would switch to different tires, sometimes we could change at what speed that vibration would start happening. With the newest Firestones that we had put on the truck, it actually rode really smooth. However, trying to use conventional balancing methods just didn't work really well. So a company reached out to me called Centramatic, and they make Centramatic balancing rings. I'll show you what one looks like. So this is an example of a Centramatic balancing ring. Now, this is designed for an RV. This is not designed for a pickup truck. I don't have any that will fit my pickup truck anymore. But essentially what it is, it's this steel ring that kind of looks like a large donut with a flat plate. This is, of course, meant to fit different bolt sizes or bolt patterns. And inside of here is an oil material with metal beads. And what they do is they use centrifugal force whenever you're driving down the road, and the beads migrate themselves to areas that are out of balance and inevitably helps balance out your ride whenever you're going down the road. They work so well that many large fleets use these in their over-the-road semi-trucks. You don't know how many times I've been at a checkpoint or a fuel station and I can see the Centramatic rings behind the wheels on semi-trucks. They work really well, and they're super popular. They worked really well on my F450 that I had before. I left them on the truck, so the current owner of that truck has the Centramatics. They make an interesting noise when you're going at slow speeds down the road until that centrifugal force picks up, and you can hear that noise go away because the beads are working their way out. But when you're driving through a parking lot, it's going to sound like you have sand in your wheel. It's very, very, it's a very different sound, and people sometimes will think you're losing air in your tire because of it. So I've been flagged down multiple times because of that. But no, it's the Centramatic rings. Now, a lot of people are asking, am I going to put them on my new 2024 F450? And the answer at this point is no. It's going to be the same answer as to why I didn't want to move the Alcoa wheels that I had on my previous F450, the aftermarket Alcoa wheels that look kind of stockish, but they're 10 holes instead of 8 holes. But why didn't I move those over? And the main reason was because after test driving this truck had absolutely zero vibration at any speed we drove it. Even today, almost 3,000 miles or 3,000 plus miles on it, I can take it down the interstate at, I tested it once on a let's just say a private road, up to 80 miles an hour, and I got absolutely zero vibration from it. They have balanced this truck out so well. I did not want to take the risk of keeping a much higher end wheel, those Alcoa wheels versus the Chinese knockoffs that Ford puts on here, and getting some type of vibration introduced back into it when I got into those higher speeds. That's the reason why I left the whole assembly on the other truck. It still drove real smooth. The owner of that truck sent me an email actually telling me how smooth the truck drove, so that's really good that he's experiencing that. This truck drives even smoother. It drives to a level of smoothness that you would never expect from an F450. And I see no reason to put these on if I don't feel like they're really going to add any benefit. And that's the reason why we're not going to be putting the Centramatic rings on this truck unless we encounter a scenario where it makes sense. For instance, I have to swap a tire out, we have to do something, and all of a sudden we're picking up a little bit of a vibration even after trying to balance out the wheel and tire. So these are Centramatics. If you are experiencing a balancing issue, I do recommend them. I even recommend putting these on your RV because most people don't realize that the wheels on an RV are not balanced out. And that can lead to excessive vibration on the inside of your RV, which can just exacerbate the chance that things will fall down, things will break, your trim will fall apart. Vibrating and shaking your RV to death is one really quick way to have your RV fall apart on you. So putting something like this on, or shoot, just taking your RV to Discount Tire and having them balance your tires out is just a really good practice, and it's going to help reduce the amount of shock and vibration transferring into your RV, thus possibly making your RV fail a little quicker, right? You can have sidewall damage, roof damage, front cap damage, frame damage, trim damage, appliance damage, all from that vibrating that you get going down the road. Balance out the tires, add an upgraded suspension equalizer. If you can reduce that vibration from this to maybe something like this, just imagine how much less wear and tear the inside of your RV is going to experience whenever you're towing it down the road. Anyways, guys, just wanted to make a quick video. I am not going to put these on the truck. Well, these won't fit, but I'm not going to put the Centramatic rings on this truck. We will likely put these on one of the trailers. I've had these for a long time, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But that's the story behind Centramatic balancing rings and why they're not on the 450, and for the same reason why we left them on the previous truck with the wheels and the tires that were on that truck. I didn't take any of that stuff off. So the new owner has some absolutely beautiful Alcoa wheels with Durabrite technology that are super easy to clean and look fantastic on his truck, and I sure hope he's enjoying it. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.